I'm making a bold prediction here that most kitchen appliances will have some kind of smarts within, say, the next 5 years. And while there is a case for things like smart cooking robots, smart faucets, and smart ovens, or even fridges with barcode scanners, we might have a harder time wrapping our heads around a smart toaster. But start wrapping, friends, because the future is now. I'm Erin from Tech Gadgets Canada and TechGadgetsInternational.com, and I recently got to review the Tineco Toasty One Smart Toaster. I had a chance to use it for a few weeks ahead of its public launch, so in this review I'll show you what it can do, look at the toast quality, and take a look at whether or not a smart toaster is really worth it. An early heads up, if you end up liking this video and finding it helpful, to please hit that like button and consider becoming a subscriber. Both those things help me keep making more videos that I hope everyone out there can watch, enjoy, and learn from. And don't forget, if you want to read, reference, or share this review, you can head over to TechGadgetsCanada.com. So why a smart toaster? Well, in short, a lot less of this. The trouble with most toasters today is that there's no standard for how much they're going to grill your bread. Some use numbers, others use dials with notches, and either way, it's pretty much a crapshoot for what you're going to get. To borrow a sentiment from Goldilocks, sometimes it's too light, sometimes it's too dark, and maybe other times it's just right. The premise of the Tineco Toasty One is that it not only gives you a better idea of your future toast outcome, but it shows you how long it's going to take, and it can adapt to various breads from fresh to frozen, and it can give you different levels of toastiness on each side of the toaster. Even so, I am more than aware that a smart toaster can seem like a bit of a joke to some people, but in the interests of seeing if the product lives up to the promise, let's get toasting. Tineco Toasty One is a bit bigger than an average toaster, but it is really nicely designed. The toast slots are wide and long, but not overly tall. The biggest thing to see on the Toasty One is the 4-inch LED touchscreen. This is your information and control panel, and it kind of makes making toast look like launching a moon rocket. Maybe I exaggerate a bit. There's no setup or anything required. Just plug it in, hit the power button under the screen, and you're ready to go. The toaster uses what's called Smart Mode to automatically and easily cook your toast, and this mode is for sliced bread only. You can choose which side you want to program and then use the touchscreen slider to adjust your level of crispiness, and the color chart is actually quite accurate. Tineco calls this IntelliHeat and promises you get perfect toast with every slice, and you can cook each slice differently or cook them both to the same level of toasty. Your toast will lower itself into the toaster and start cooking. You can watch the progress on the screen since no one likes to hover above the toaster only to be surprised when it finally bounces up into your face. Interestingly, both slices will stay down until each are complete. I found this was actually helpful since it seemed to keep the finished slice warm so that the butter would still melt after both were ejected. Related, there's also a reheat feature for toast that's been cooked but needs a bit of a warm-up for that butter. I think the toaster did a good job, and it was quite accurate and seemed to get the exact level of toasty I was going for without me guessing or without losing a few slices to the grill gods trying to find the optimal setting. If you like to toast things other than bread, Tineco recommends you use what's called manual mode. You can choose from one of the 4 toasting levels and use the fresh, frozen, or reheat options. Tineco Toasty One will also let you save up to 8 toast settings, and you can assign them one each to a shortcut button for every member of the family. Because we're often rushing out of the house after breakfast, it's good to know that this toaster has a 10-minute auto shut-off feature that will power it down if you forget, and it actually worked really well in my testing. There's also an easy-to-remove and replace crumb tray with a thin lip to keep crumbs from falling, and unlike some other toasters, it slides right out so you can dump it fully. So, is it worth it? I think it's safe to say most of us can make toast without computer chips and an LED screen. Whether you use a $20 toaster or your frying pan, there's plenty of ways to make cheap toast. So yeah, we can all agree on that. This toaster is designed for folks looking for a bit more fun from their breakfast and the type of person who's maybe an early adopter of new technology. And in some cases, this product would actually make a nice gift for someone who wouldn't normally buy a gadget like this for themselves. So is it worth it, or is it adding so much over a regular toaster? Probably not. But is it fun, pretty, and does it do a pretty great job? Yeah. Overall, this toaster is fun and it's effective. The smart toasting mode for bread really works well. It's accurate and it delivers the exact results that I wanted. I love that it will cook different slices at different levels of doneness all at the same time, and it'll keep them warm until both of them are ready. The design overall is nice too, and it's sleek looking, and you won't feel bad about leaving it in view in your kitchen. So what are the downsides? Well, you don't get quite as much smarts if you're toasting things other than bread, and the toaster is probably a bit bigger than it needs to be. It's also substantially more expensive than any other toaster. While you can get a basic toaster for about $20 or $30, the Tineco Toasty One has a suggested price of about $339 US. Compare that to a design darling but dumb toaster like Smeg, which is about $200 US. But the Tineco Toasty One does cost a smidge less than the original smart toaster, which is the Revolution Instaglow, and that retails for about $349 US. There's other gadgets out there that add smarts to everyday objects too, so are they any more worth it? Check out my review of a smart kitchen faucet or watch what you get from a smart water bottle right now.